Yes, boss. Look, man. In life, you have to create your own leverage. Now, this is one of them topics that I had posted for a minute, man. You know, I got a bunch of them. So here's the deal. In life, when I say you have to create your own leverage, I mean, if you want to have some form of a wiggle room, more room to operate, you have to give yourself options. When you have options, you have what? You got leverage. You feel me? So, example, let's say, you work at a job, right? This is a very common one. It's very easy, right? You work at a job. Your job tells you right now, man, you're fired, man. A lot of people are going to panic. But how you give yourself leverage or you give yourself options to have leverage, you have to think outside the box. Take a step back for a second. You cannot let a job feel like they're your only option. If you want to play it like that and make them feel certain ways, like, yeah, you guys are my only option, that probably is your game. That's completely fine. But what I mean is, have other skills outside of your job. Don't just have a job, have a career, have skills. You feel me? When you have certain skills, you'll never go hungry. It's just like a trade. And my brother always taught me this. So shout out to my brother Jerome, right? Once you have a trade, you'll never go hungry. Auto mechanic, plumbing, HVAC, hair and nail, barbering, whatever the case may be, trucking, water, whatever, doesn't matter. Once you have a leverage, a trade, you never go hungry. My AC is broken. Guess what? Summertime come or even before that, AC is a luxury. AC is not a necessity to live. You feel me? You know how to fix ACs. You know how to do duct work, all of that there. Guess what? Money. You gonna always have money in your pocket because you have a skill that some people don't know. Electrical work, all of that. These are how you give yourself wiggle room, how you get leverage. Another form of a leverage. You know how to trade. You know how to buy and resell. Or let's say you know how to do roofing or something. That's along the lines of trades and stuff like that. As long as you have ways that you can make money or expand on what you have so you don't have to conform, you're going to have leverage. And this is why I said what I stated, right? You got to create leverage in life. Sometimes a job will want you to conform to them so they can dangle you and play with you however they want to. If you have leverage, a job cannot play with you like that. That humbles people. That humbles certain things like, so this person is not afraid to lose their job. Mind you, if you listen to my videos, I had a coworker named Mr. Atwell. He's actually one of my mentors now, right? One of the jobs threatened to fire him. He said, listen, man, I understand. Do what you got to do. The boss looked at him crazy. He said, listen, man, I don't know if you understand this, but boss man, my house is paid for. All of my cars are paid for. I have investments. I have a pension that I haven't touched. I have a 401. I have things put to the side. So if you want to play these games, that's completely fine. Once a job, it doesn't even relate to a job. People, a relationship. I'm going to teach you something if you don't know this, bro. Once you have options or you have too much leverage, it's either people are going to conform to what you got going on, or people, they're not going to know what to do with you, so they're probably just going to walk away or fumble you. That's literally how the game goes. That's what relationships. You a man, sometimes, I'm being real, sometimes you got to remind people, look, bro, if you don't know what you have in front of you, I can show you. You get what I'm saying? That's what gets people to straighten up a little bit. It's just like, example, you're at a job and you don't have any leverage like that. You have to conform unless you know another way how to go get it. You get what I'm saying? But if you're the type of person who doesn't have any form of a leverage, you have to create yourself some leverage. Once you have leverage, you get yourself that much closer to freedom. Give you an example into that, right? A lot of people say, they don't want to work forever, right? Or they want to retire early. You have to sit there and ask yourself, what are you doing to give yourself that wiggle room that you can talk like that, or you can feel like that, or you feel like you're getting closer to that destination? You have to realize you cannot just have money and not put it to work. You don't have to necessarily start a business, but you need to do some form of an investing with your money or with your time that's going to set you up that you don't need your job anymore. Matter of fact, give you another one. This is very popular if you never heard about this. If you want to quit a job, what is your FU number? Like, yo, my FU number. How much money do I have to tell you, yo, go fuck yourself, for me to not want to come back here? It could be $5,000 a month, $4,000 a month, $7,000 a month. Whatever that number is, work towards that. It doesn't necessarily have to mean, yo, you do some form of hair or you fix cars on the side. Do something as to where you give yourself that leverage that you don't have to conform to a job. Another one, right? I know it's very common. Some people, they feel like, yo, I don't like my job. Let me quit my job. Before you quit your job, go and line up one job before you can even do that, so you have something to fall back on. You want to give yourself cushion. You want to give yourself room, wiggle room. You don't want to be the person that you quit and the next thing you know, yo, you're back in the grind or you're back at square one trying to find something until you can pick back up a job. That's how you put yourself in a hole, and you have to burn through either savings or touch certain things prematurely, like investments. You don't want to do that. In life, always remember this. The more farther ahead that you think, that's the more leverage and wiggle room you give yourself. Example into that. If you know for a fact, like me, for example, I have my own place that I stay at. I don't have a roommate or anything. I make sure I keep months worth of rent stacked up. Months, I'm ahead of my rent. You feel me? I have wiggle room that later on, if I say, you know what, yo, something happened with this job, or yo, I gotta go out of town, or I need to handle this emergency, I'm already taken care of. I have emergency funds for certain things. This is how you give yourself wiggle room. This is how you give yourself leverage. It's just like example. How many people do you know right now, right? Probably can't say, yo, I have like a good $2,000, $3,000 that I could touch just in case of an emergency. Some people are literally paycheck to paycheck. So that means if you miss one pay or you lose your job, you damn near at the point of being what? Homeless. You don't want to do that. Make sure you give yourself leverage. I'll give you another one of my secrets, right? Whenever you get income tax return, this is just my rule of thumb, and I've been doing it for like the past like 4 or 5 years, dog. You feel me? Sometimes I might have to touch it, but when you get your income tax return, don't plan out your income tax return like, yo, I'm gonna go get these new shoes. Yo, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go do that. If you have bills you need to pay up, then that's fine. Use it, touch it, pay some bills. Take some of it, tuck it just in case of an emergency. Or if you want to forward yourself, yo, I got back what, like $3,000 this for income tax. Let me pay up 2 months of rent or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Forward yourself. You want to advance yourself, so you give yourself what? Wiggle room. Once you got wiggle room, you got some options. You got more room to fight. You get what I'm saying? It's like you want to be the type of person, you don't want to find yourself on the edge of the cliff. You got way more room that you can fight, that you don't have to be on the edge of the cliff where you're damn near about to fall over, if that makes sense. So example into that. That all goes into the play of also being selfish. Having wiggle room, and understand this in life. To have wiggle room or have that extra leverage, you need to develop some form of a selfishness. You can't be so selfless that you're willing to put yourself in jeopardy to bail out somebody who probably wouldn't bail you out. You feel me? Look at where the world is going. Life is getting harder. There's a lot of people who's like, oh, I'm probably going to move back in with my parents, or let's see about getting in a relationship. Understand this. Give yourself leverage, dog, as to where you don't want to have to do certain things if you don't want to. So that means conforming to a situation you know probably isn't best for your or meant for your highest good. Excuse me, my throat dry, but I need some water. So, example, if you know your parents are toxic, don't be out here splurging, living reckless to where, yo, I'm damn near homeless, I gotta move back home with my parents. You know that that's not a good situation for you. You want to set yourself up for the W. You want to be the type of person as to where any move that you make is calculated as to where you're gonna get to the land of milk and honey fast, or you're gonna get to the next level without hurting yourself, taking from this person, robbing yourself, whatever the case may be. This is how you create leverage and wiggle room. As well as that, you have to make some sacrifices. There's gonna be some times where you don't want to go. You probably might want to go out to a certain event. This party can't miss me. bruh, there's nothing wrong with missing some parties. It's easy for me to say that because I'm not a party person. You feel me? So if you know that there's something that you're trying to get to or end goal, whatever the case may be, work towards it. Don't leave yourself last or leave yourself stranded as to where you don't have any wiggle room. You feel me? When you have that leverage that you create for yourself, you give yourself like extra freedom. It's like a breathing fresh air versus breathing toxic air. If you could get away from the toxic air and breathe fresh air, that'll be all the better for you. But if you're stuck in like a by like a waste management or whatever the case may be, a cesspool, and you like, I can't breathe the smell, it, that's what it's like when you're not giving yourself leverage. You can't move around as much, as it's like you're stifled. So in life, understand that leverage is very cool. It's very important. Leverage not only sets you up for the W, leverage can also keep certain people in check. If you're a type of person where it's like, yo, I'm hot and popping, I'm humble. Let's say you got a relationship going on and your spouse doesn't want to, yo, I don't know if you remember it all, but I want to be here. Some people, they can forget these things. You have leverage that makes people have to, yo, double back and, yo, I need to chill out, I need to relax, or I need to humble myself. That's if you want to be that type of person. But at the same time, leverage comes with a lot of stuff. It's a lot of positivity to it. You feel me? With that being said, remember this. Words can help you. They can hurt you. But here on my channel, I to uplift you because everybody's a champion. Nobody's a loser, man. 444 the world, man. Just understand this. In life, never fall or conform to anybody in their games or feel like you have to conform to somebody because you have no leverage. Boss up in life, dog. Don't be afraid to go out there and take some risks. You feel me? Taking risks can definitely take you to the next level, but you just want to make sure that in life, you give yourself some leverage, dog. Don't be the type of person as to where you don't give yourself that wiggle room as to where you suffocate yourself and you cannot move forward. Sometimes some people can stay in a stagnated position as to where they cannot move, they cannot thrive, you cannot do anything. You don't want to be that type of person. You feel me? Time waits for no man. Time is something you can never get back. So as long as you're working towards setting yourself up for the W, everything will be A-okay, everything will be Gucci. You won't have anything to worry about. You just have to worry about practicing and just give yourself a shot, man. Just try harder with the leverage game, man. Once you have options and you know you don't have to conform. Yo, I don't have to stay at this job. Yo, I don't have to stay over here. Yo, I could go back to doing this or I could go over here. That's leverage. That's what? That's power. That shows you have options. That means chances are you're not gonna conform to anybody nor anything unless it fits your status, your life, and you're happy. You feel me? 444 the world, man. Peace.